So welcome, Masayo Honjo.
Hi, Diana.
Where are you?
I'm in my house. I'm in Southern California. The name of the town is Newbury Park. And sitting, this is a dining table, actually.
I love it. Yeah, this is real life. I mean, our whole goal with the podcast is to show what a regular creative life actually looks like day to day.
Mm.
And you're a wonderful harpist, composer. You make videos. You have built your own harp and painted it. You have written out your music, so it's available. I'd like to go back in time before we go forward again to your journey. Go back in time, and if you could tell us a little bit about your life, about how you came to the creative path, and what's it been like?
Um, if I go back right before Bright Knowledge, is this
Sure, or
called?
even further back as well.
Further back. Well, I studied I was attracted to harp for a long time. Maybe when I was like 6 years old, I went to see the orchestra, and it happened to be that there was a soloist harpist, and she had a beautiful dress, white dress on, like a wedding, and she was in the center. And I almost did not hear her. It was more like a visual thing,
Wow.
and but I just loved it, the whole atmosphere. So that was, and then I was studying voice when I was in college, and I saw my friend accompany herself with a harp. And I said, that's what I want to
So maybe
do.
being inspired by seeing other people do the thing.
Definitely. She
Yeah.
did it. I could tell if it's difficult to sit down and sing at the same time, but she did it and it was really amazing. So immediately I start taking harp lessons. I was at the Mills College at that time,
In
and
Oakland.
it was,
Yeah.
yeah, wonderful. And so I wasn't practicing really adamantly, just off and on student, and but I ended up taking harp therapy school lessons. Um, it's by Christina Turin, and I guess I started maybe like 9 years ago, maybe 8, 9 years ago, and it took a long time for me to finish because life happened. And after that, I was in a rut for artistry or motivation in general. It was a difficult time for me to live, and so I think it's like 4 years ago.
Mm.
I received your email about Harp Circle, and I was like, what is this? And it sounds like good. And so, so before BKHC, um, I was completely stuck.
Mm.
And I almost did not want to play. I did not want to play. There was no inspiration, but I knew harp is a good thing.
Mm.
So
So
I
you felt there was
joined.
still a little bit of a pilot light on, perhaps, but the flame
Right,
wasn't fully engaged. Yeah,
right,
I mean, you've had a very interesting background in that you've also been a scientist for a lot of your career. And so you were
right.
balancing being a scientist, a career woman, also a mother, and a wife. And
Hmm.
during your harp journey, um, your husband sadly passed away.
Yes,
And
yes.
this is a very sad event for anybody and can really impact our creative life, right? Could you speak a little bit more to that?
Yes, so right before I got I was trying to complete the harp therapy school, He was sick for 10 months and he passed away. So um, I was just trying to survive.
Yes.
And excuse me. And I could not play, I could not listen to any music. I just did not have that part of my mind turned on. I think I said my the favorite song is the Claire de Lune part of Debussy. Um, I could not look for a CD or listen to any music, even that song, for a year and a half.
Wow. What would happen if you heard music?
I just don't engage to it, and I don't think I did not feel it anything is beautiful. I
Yeah.
just could not really listen to it, so I did not have energy to go and look for that CD. No, I
Right.
know it. I know that song,
Yeah.
but I could not hear it. I could not listen. So it was when I could not listen to my favorite song, I knew my brain was frozen.
Hmm. Yeah,
Just trying to survive. And
definitely.
yeah, so um, yeah, it felt like I was just climbing a rock with nails and just try to survive.
Yeah.
And but part of my mind always looked for the time that someday I want to play.
Hmm.
I had that part still alive, but not much. Yeah. So,
I mean, I think sometimes, of course, we just have to let the grieving process take the course that it's going to take. And there are going to be those times when, from the outside, it looks like we might be frozen. And even from the inside, it might feel that way too.
yeah,
So there is that part that I think does need to be honored. You know, it does take its own time. Um, and then there is that other part where there is a little bit of a pilot light still on
yes.
can take advantage of. So how did you actually grow that flame again to the point where now today you are, you know, you have a YouTube channel, you have all kinds of amazing things going on. You're doing a lot of performances, you've done workshops, talks. The list goes on, really.
Not that, it doesn't feel like that much just yet. I feel like I'm still trying to get my pace.
Yeah.
But first of all, even though I wanted to speed up the process of recovering or come back to normal or whatever that is, I'm different from before. And so I am going on a path that is different from before. But I think I listened to my intuition, and when I saw the email from you, there was a little light. And so I did not join that moment. I waited a half year.
Yeah.
And then when I received it second time, I say, yeah. And so I am so happy I listened to that voice says, yeah, this one,
So honoring your intuition was a very big part of regaining your momentum on your grief
I,
journey.
yes, I agree. Because there was nothing else, no logical mind was going really working at that time. So the intuition, follow the intuition was it, I think. And I'm so lucky.
Well,
Yeah,
we're so lucky to have you with us. And as you've been working with our both system and
yeah.
community, could you speak a little bit about how those two things are playing out for you?
The BKHC and what you said?
The community. So we have the
Community,
system
yes.
aspect, you know, where we work the 5 steps and learn about the 5 essential elements. And then the community is the other part. Obviously, they
Yes,
intertwine greatly,
yes.
but they are actually two different ideas.
So first of all, tuning into the purpose was like the most important thing. And yes, I think I know it, but actually writing it down
It's
and
totally different.
refining it.
It's amazingly different to write something down.
I think so too. Yeah. And I'm so glad that I did those exercises. And my purpose is very short and clear, but a lot to dig in.
Yeah. Would you
And
mind to
so
share
the,
it with us? Would you share it
yeah,
with us?
okay. Um, to realize and express sheer beauty. So
Yes.
yeah, so to
Good
me, the
word.
word realize is to 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 see it or to feel it. That's how I interpret that word.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. So
So
much depth to that. I mean, I could go on about it forever.
and it hasn't changed since I joined the BKHC. Um, Maybe someday, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
And to know that there are a group of people who had joined at the same time or they were there before, or, current students, they're doing the same exercises with me.
It's encouraging, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not alone who is lost. Well, I felt like I was lost, maybe not other people, but I can't speak for the other people. But no, I didn't have a clear purpose. And slowly building it up and communicate with actually friends who are harpists.
Yeah.
Really, I didn't have them before.
Mhm. You know, I really believe it is an essential thing in our creativity to have community around it. I know that there's perhaps an impression of, the lone painter out in the field painting, and
Mm,
that's good enough for them. But whenever you research the biography of artists, of creatives of all sorts, there was always a community around them. It didn't have to be a community of hundreds of people, but there was always a core community that supported their vision, helped encourage their vision, and sometimes they were even in sort of a friendly rivalry with each other where they would like egg each
right.
other on and create even more as a result. I'm not a big fan of competition, but I think there is something to be said for seeing other people do something. You're like, oh, I would
Mm,
do that. I would like to try that as
yeah,
well.
yeah, I agree. Mostly I'm feeling camaraderie, just
Mhm.
reading the same thing, talking about the same thing, showing videos together, just chat was so important for me. And
It really is. I think it's, like I said, something that is absolutely essential and quite overlooked in many ways, in many types of teaching. A lot of the reason I created the circle was after I finished my PhD, I thought my big next project is find out why people don't want to practice. Because they seem to love coming to lessons and they like going to concerts, they like hearing music. Why do they only practice for a couple days and then they fall off the wagon?
Mm,
And then I encountered this incredible Indian classical music violinist who
mm,
had a school teaching Indian classical music the traditional way. And the students would come to the house every day and they would all hang out with each other. And there was a whole community factor going on. And I realized, wow, in our more Western style of learning music, we have a lesson once a week
mm.
and then dead silence between the next lesson.
Yeah.
And not only that, there's silence between the teacher and there isn't even a community at all around this.
Mhm.
So I came to realize how important that was.
Yeah, that's like life, the musical
Yes.
life that they're living together.
Hmm.
And that is amazing that they can do that. And then you created that with the harp, circle here. It just comes as close as that,
Right,
being
because I
so far
realized,
away from
yeah,
everybody.
I realized, people were not going to be able to come to my house every afternoon. They wouldn't be able to, be
Yeah.
physically there, but we could find a way to do this online. And so, yeah, we've already been doing this strong for 4 years. And
Mhm.
now with the virus, more and more people are working online, but we've already been doing it for this
Yeah,
long and built up the real community. And I
right.
feel people are discovering you can have real community online.
Hmm. Yes, I think you're right. And I can imagine the time that we did not have Zoom conference or Skype. I mean, people were like alone in their islands, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah. So um, it's such a blessing that I can be with friends. And we ought to use it. Some people want to resist the online
right.
meetings.
Yeah, yeah,
Not safe, it's not personal. There are all kinds of reasons.
yeah. And,
Yeah.
again, that's like anything in life. I mean, we could feel unsafe in a group in real life as well. So I think, yeah, the
Right.
culture that we create in our communities is really important. So one of our sort of rules is to only share from personal experience. So,
Hmm.
we don't get a lot of articles going back and forth that are kind of hearsay by somebody else. Instead, people are sharing from their direct experience. And
Hmm.
from that, there's immediate integrity to what they're saying because that is their experience. Even if we have a different experience,
Yeah.
they're having a particular experience of their own that we can trust that that is their reality. And so we can truly connect as real people together.
Hmm. Yeah.
And there is that safeguard of people sharing information that does have integrity because it is part of their reality.
Yeah.
That's one part I think that causes the kind of atmosphere of a sanctuary
Mm.
that we've created. And the other part is always having a growth mindset. We always believe that we can grow, that we can learn. Things aren't fixed. And even if you have a complete disaster in one area, that's a temporary thing. We're going to go ahead and grow. So, limited thinking is not something that we engage in the circle.
Mhm.
So I think that as well creates this atmosphere of safety and possibility.
Yeah, I agree. It feels safe in our group, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really important. The most important thing actually for a community to be a real community is that feeling of safety and trust. So cultivating that very deliberately
Hmm.
is a must, I think. If we kind
Yeah.
of just hope that'll happen.
Yes, you cultivated it.
Right,
And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
very accepting. And
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
no,
So
none of the judgmental comments coming in. Never, maybe you had
uh,
maybe you had to censor it. I don't
no,
know, maybe in the beginning.
first, at
Yeah.
first, as we were getting into the culture, sometimes a little bit of a comment like that might slip through. But of course, because we were watching all the time, we would
Mhm.
really quickly act on that and talk with the person and talk about, how we really believe in a culture of constant growth, and it's never going to be shutting someone down.
Yeah.
It's going to be coming from a place of connection, a place of sacred reciprocity.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I feel like it's been something that people embraced very, very easily, actually. I don't think we don't spend much time clamping down on comments or anything
Yeah.
because I think people are hungry for that kind of connection. And I've also found that when people are coming from their place of purpose, which is step one in our system, and so everybody takes step one, even if they don't make it to step three, they will make step one. And so they know what their purpose is. And when we act from our purpose, we're acting from our best selves. And we see that presented, I think, in our group.
Yeah, it feels like people's comments coming very naturally and
Yeah,
very lovingly. With
definitely.
that's
Yeah.
what
I
I
think those
feel.
are our natural states,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, could you tell us a little bit about some of your projects that you've got going on right now, as well as some that you're looking forward to?
Hmm. Um, so just today, so this week is, I was thinking about my late husband who we're having this week 20th wedding anniversary. So I was thinking about him. And there is a song that I made about a year ago called Lament.
Hmm.
And I was just so sad. And I said, I better look at that music. And I did. I pulled it up this morning and I played. And I feel like this is the one that I need to make a recording first.
Wow.
And so I'm listening to my intuition right now because I had some other song in mind to record, Gems on Harp, which I should. And but this one is also very, very short song. But I feel like I need to record it and just put it, store it in the YouTube or something. Then I can. It's like a card to play now,
Yes.
kind
Yeah.
of feeling. So that's today, and then I think I'll do the other song very soon, Gems on Harp, and um, like you suggested, I'm still thinking about making videos of things that I'm thinking about.
I
I
love
don't
it.
know what. Yeah.
You've already made a number of beautiful videos.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes, I did make a video of this cardboard harp,
Hmm. Yes.
and it was a process of making that cardboard harp.
You built
So,
it yourself.
yeah, I never thought of talking to video before, before Diana. No, no way. But, so I don't know, maybe because this working on purpose and everything else, just building me up to have a gut to just do
Yeah.
it.
And I think you feel excited to share your message, your creations, the sheer beauty, and as you think about, well, how am I going to share it? Then, video becomes a very natural medium. So it's really still all about your purpose. It's all about your creativity. And we happen to be doing it through video right now. Who knows how we'll do it in the future? We might have holograms. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still coming right down again to purpose. And
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
So you also have a wonderful video where you're talking about Hildegard and you play Hildegard and you connect that to women's suffrage.
Yeah, that's
So much
right.
great material that you have. Yeah. I
Yeah,
wonder if you
thank
might feel
you.
comfortable sharing a little bit about the current journey that you're on. You have navigated the incredible challenge of losing your husband, and in fact making beauty out of that with the song Lament,
Mm.
amongst many other things. Would you feel comfortable sharing a little bit about the current path that you're on? And
Um, are you talking about, I'm not sure exactly what it is.
with some health challenges?
Oh, health, yes. So, I have a condition called glaucoma on my eyes, and that's genetics and it's inherited, but mine is manifesting very early. It's been diagnosed, I think, like 20 years ago, and I always went to a very, very good doctor. But it's unstoppable. My right eye is blind already, and the left one is following. And I'm seeing a sign of distortion of the vision and things like that. So maybe from like 2 or 3 years ago, I start going to Braille Institute, and right now I take maybe 2 or 3 classes a week and learning how to use the cane and things. I have a pink cane.
Beautiful too.
um, uh, so that is, when I think of it, it's depressing because no matter what I do, it is going one way. And also think about how I'm going to play harp. There are brilliant harpists who are blind, but I,
You'll be one of them.
yes, I don't, right now, I don't feel it that way. And maybe I'll be different from those brilliant players. I have to go with my heart, not from technique. I don't think I can catch up with that. That's my thought. I taught some blind people at the Braille Institute um, in Santa Barbara, and I still think about those weeks that I taught them, and think I have to learn how I am going to practice harp before I teach them again.
Mm.
And so that's been a journey. So um, often very depressing, but knowing other people who had gone through what I've gone through, but I still know the purpose of the harp. And I have to conjure up something that is going to, how do I say? I just have to keep on with the purpose of the harp. Yeah.
Right.
And in life in general. Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is how life is. I mean, we would love for it to not have challenges and sometimes incredible challenges like what you're facing. And yet the challenges are there, and still we can remain creative. Still we can live our purpose and keep walking the path. And yeah, the reality is there are moments when that does feel depressing and upsetting. And those are realities. We don't want to deny them. Um, and there's a way to not feel that all the time and to give up. You don't have to give up, and you haven't. You're finding all kinds of ways to keep moving ahead. In fact, you're moving ahead really diligently with the video making because you can. There's so many things you're still going to be able to do, and so we want to capitalize on those things, make those things happen,
Yeah.
at the same time while saying, yeah, there is also this sad side that we mourn. We don't want to sugarcoat that or invalidate that because actually that's part of your story.
Right. It's natural. If you're losing something, you want to hang on to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy to let go of something. I think that's natural for everybody. Um, but I don't want to be caught up in trying to keep it
Mm,
because, it wastes a lot of energy.
right.
So, yes, I am preparing, I'm learning more ways to use a computer, and um, I'm keeping in mind when I practice, what if I'm not seeing, okay, what's the interval?
Mhm.
Slowly I'm training myself
Yeah.
and be able to reach at the right place. Well, no. Right now, even, it's just one eye, it's hard,
That's
so
practice, it'll happen. It'll
it
happen.
was, I think I was talking, I'm going on tangent, but I was telling you there are some swordsmen from in Japan in history. Some of them were one-eyed and they had patch and things, and they were But now I find out that they usually did not go and fight. I mean, they practice, but when there's a war, those are the
Yeah.
important ones. They don't go out and fight. So, yes, so they knew how to conduct. And so, yes, I get to conduct my heart.
Hmm.
And, technical wise, I'll figure something.
Absolutely.
But the heart has to go first, right? That's what you
That's
have.
always the place of the biggest connection, the most important connection. Yeah.
Yeah,
From there, everything else flows in service to that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go with that route.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Well, I think you're such an inspiration. Your work is just so beautiful. As you know, I just love your compositions. When I've done solo concerts, I've included your compositions in my
thank you.
playing, and I will continue to do so. I love them. They are really understanding what the harp can do.
Mm.
That's always what I'm looking for in a composition.
It was inspiring that you played. For me, it was
Oh, thank
really
you.
inspiring how you play.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. It's such a pleasure. So yeah, I recommend everybody visit your website, which is your name, masayohonjo.com, and they'll be able to hear your music, watch your videos, download your music, read your bio, and um, yeah, this is a little bit of a sort of behind the scenes uh, look into your life, and I think it just makes me admire you all the more.
Thank you so much. Oh, you have been such a light for me. I
Likewise, yeah.
appreciate you very
I
much.
mean, that's our mission, right? Is that we shine so that we can inspire others to shine as well. And it's just great to
Yeah,
shine back and forth.
yeah, you're doing it. Yeah, yes, and you teach me, and I want to be able to do that whenever I can for
Yeah,
others
and
too.
you are, yeah. So thank you so much, Masayo. There's a couple things I would like to ask you before we
Okay.
wrap up. One is, what is one misperception about creativity that you would like to dispel for people today?
I would like to say the idea of being stuck may be a misperception.
Hmm. Can you say a little bit more?
That itself, because I thought I was stuck and there was no creativity coming. I mean, I didn't even think about creativity. I was at the place where can I play this song
Hmm.
that's already written and can I play it technically or can I read it? That's where I was, and
Yeah.
nothing really coming from myself. And from there, slowly, I am cultivating how to interpret the songs
Hmm.
or how to even listen to the song that plays in my head.
Yeah.
And I think it was about a year ago, a year and a half ago, about like 15 tunes came from
Mm, that's right.
my thoughts, and I was able to write them down, and some of them became songs. And it's, yeah, so being stuck may be misperception.
Yeah, it's just a temporary situation
Mm.
at most. Beautiful. Thank you. And what is one thing that you would like people to know going forward with their creativity? Could possibly be what you already said.
Hmm. I think being open to new things is
Mm,
okay. Yes, of course, play the songs that you like. But for me to record video, it's like was beyond me. Even a year ago, I didn't think that was possible. Um, yes,
and now you've
be
done it.
open to new.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've done it a number of times now.
and
And
2 years ago, really, I think you told me to make 8-second songs
That's
for
right.
your VHS, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Yes, yeah. So for a virtual harp summit, we wanted to have a little intro music before every video, and there were tons of videos.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And you
I
told me the due is tonight, like 11 o'clock.
I know, well, I just knew you would write something gorgeous, and you did. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I gave, well, I was really doubtful, so I told myself I'm gonna give myself just 2 hours of concentrating. And I really did. Two
Yeah.
hours. I was trying to figure out where to put the mic. I was looking inside of the harp, where should
Yeah,
I?
being open, right? And so much came out of it as a result from
Yes,
your open attitude.
I was surprised myself.
Yeah.
So you prompted me, and I tried. And so I think everybody else can try something new, audacious things.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much, Masayo. Your journey continues to inspire me greatly. And thank you so much for generously sharing about your process.
Oh, it was pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Mm.
Bye for
Bye.
now.